now. It's about that time.
Pre-record on my count. 7, 6, 5, 4. Here we go, Roger.
And on INSiiGHTS, 2 eyes in the middle. INSiiGHTS, where we always talk the talk.
Sang-a-lang, I got it. This is Mickey Clayton, the coach, with my frat brother, the reporter, Rick Brown.
Coach, my man, my apple scrapple, my ace boon coon. What is going on, my brother?
Woo, he say apple scrapple.
I don't even know where that came from. I have no idea what the hell an apple scrapple is, but it just came out. It felt good when it was coming out. I just let it go. Just let it go. Let it go.
And if it did, they were like, "Oh, too late to catch that one."
Can't pull it back. Coach, I got to ask you one thing, though. I got to ask you, because you know we always come straight, no chaser, right?
No chaser.
All right. And you are from Ohio, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. So is there any, I've heard bugs, heard little rumors. Is there any, do you want to break any news that you may be either, I didn't get a story, I got it from two different people, so it's kind of confused. You're either taking INSiiGHTS to cover Bishop Sycamore for the rest of the season, or you're going to become the head coach with Cam Newton as your quarterback. Is it, are you going to football now, or are you taking INSiiGHTS to cover their games on a daily basis? I hear they play like every other day. I'm just.
Oh, Rick, you came out the gate. That's a pretty good one there, boy. And then
they want to know.
Oh,
the fans want to know.
Woo! I couldn't do any worse, man. Let's see, for all that they said, they lost to IMG last year, 56-6. So they played them again. So I mean, IMG has they got a part in this stupidness that went on between them and ESPN and all of that. And I'm sure there was a check that got passed on, you know, because of that. It had to be. I mean, I'm listening to the radio, I talk radio out of Cleveland, because that's where I'm from, like you just let everybody know in case it slipped by. But they were just killing them. And a lot of the kids out of New York, some out of Southern Ohio, and what they did was they tried to take advantage of the kids who lost a year because of COVID-19. And some of the kids were going to Division III schools. So they promised them an opportunity they could get to D1. So they staying in the hotels, they stealing food from the grocery stores.
Oh my goodness. That was crazy. That whole story is just crazy. I was just like, and ESPN, I mean, they had to fess up. Like, we didn't know. We went through a marketing department. They were supposed to. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Right. They got a company that they use to help arrange these matchups and stuff. So I'm like, you need to try something else, because somebody obviously did not do due diligence.
Yeah, someone's out of a job, I'm sure, or will be very, very shortly. In 3, 2, now.
Yeah. Okay, something else I need to bring up. You know, we were supporters of John Grant in the MEAC SWAC Challenge game. They averaged over 1 million viewers for that contest. Yeah. Just to put in perspective, Hawaii and UCLA only did 976,000.
Yes.
Now, you know, North Carolina Central was supposed to get blown out.
Yep.
Came back and won. You know what the MEAC football coaches said?
What did the
We're
MEAC?
still here. After everybody found themselves going to the SWAC, they pretty much have written off the MEAC and the
Right.
demise thereof.
It was. I watched the game all the way through because I was curious. I wanted to see Felix Harper, the Alcorn State QB, sensational. And after that first drive, I was like, okay, this is what they're talking about. Okay, I see some ability here. And then he got hit on a stunt, right in the mouth. Whap! He got up. He was okay. And then a little few plays later, he got his helmet ripped
Smashed off.
off.
Yeah.
He wasn't the same after that.
He really wasn't.
And yeah, he's about my size, so I understand. But I was surprised that hats off to NC Central. I was surprised that they were able to do that. And the coach Trey Oliver,
Mhm.
did you see him duck the Gatorade? They tried to hit him with the Gatorade. Yes. And they hit him with the Dikembe Mutombo.
Yeah.
No. I've never seen anyone do it so smooth because he didn't go left. He went down and then to the side.
He was just so smooth with that.
It was so smooth with it. I was like, where's your cane? You needed a cane to come out with it. It was so smooth like that. But hats off to him. And I will say this, and I'm being biased when I say this. If Alcorn State was the best in the East for the last 80 years or something like that in the SWAC, what the boys from Florida gonna do? What the boys from Florida gonna do? That's all I got.
You know who the quarterback coach was? Quinn Gray.
Quarterback coach for who?
Alcorn. Quinn.
I missed that, and I have a Quinn Gray phobia. That great guy. Let me just say this straight up. I mean, the Rattler, great guy. Love him as a person. He had his moments in the NFL, good, but I am still bitter for that interception and when he was still in school in the semifinals against App State, because that was a year we could have won another one. So still bitter over that interception that changed the whole game. And I think 4 or 5, somewhere around there in the mid 90s.
Okay,
moving
along from your bitterness.
Thank you.
Moving along from your bitterness. We got a little quick snippet about high school sports. That's how INSiiGHTS started, with the high school sports and high school football. And there's been a lot of, Taylor County now is closed for the next 2 weeks because of COVID-19, and they're trying to get it up under control. I'm getting calls all the time about 2 other local high schools. When I check with them, they said they don't have an issue. So I said, I'm not trying to create one. I'm just telling you what the parents who went to get tested, what they're saying to me about it. So I was just, trying to bring that up to date with them. But one of the things that we're doing, we've gone back to do the high schools, and we call them the Super Six and the top 6, and in the
Super 6 high school football rankings. Number 6, Brooks County, 0-1. Number 5, making a surprise entry, Childs at 1-1. Rickards at 4, 0-1. North Florida Christian, 1-0. Tied for first, Thomasville High School, 2-0, coming off a big win over Brooks County. And Florida High, 2-0. In an offensive shootout against Godby High this past weekend. This 6 most definitely will change. Stay tuned to see who it is. Please leave your comments. We'd love to hear them. One of the best games this week will come on Thursday. It'll be Childs, ranked 5th, against Rickards, ranked 4th. Childs with a 1-1 record. Rickards at 0-1 at Rickards, 7 p.m. Then on Friday, you have Godby at Lincoln, 7 p.m. Both of them looking for their first victory. Then you have another good one. Should be Cairo. First game of the season against Thomasville, 8 o'clock at Thomasville, who is currently undefeated, who is also ranked number 1. Florida High at Gadsden. Florida High 2-0 against Gadsden, 7 p.m. Leon at FAMU High, 7 p.m. North Florida Christian 1-0, ranked number 3 at Mariana, 7 p.m. Please stay tuned to your local listings because COVID-19 comes in, rears its head very often, changes these games. But it is INSiiGHTS trying to give you a heads up to what we have on tap for this INSiiGHTS Sports. Bringing it to you.
Man, I don't care what you say. First of all, we're going to get back and do INSiiGHTS and do some high school football. As we always say, hashtag it's about the kids. But I don't care what you say. The bands bring so much. And that doggone Thomasville, that little clip they did, they had came from behind. They were down 2 touchdowns against Brooks, coached by Maurice Freeman. I guess knows him because he was also known as the Foot when he played football at FAMU. And they came from behind and beat them. And that band lit that up and they started playing You Ain't No Bulldog. Oh, I had never heard it like that before. I had chill bumps. Oh, wow. And they were just singing that and rocking with the band. And my God, they were pretty doggone good. They brought the funk for Thomasville.
And that's something about bands. I mean, almost every school has one, some better than others. Well, but the best ones stand out. They stand out.
Well, what I want to do is I want to talk about a true rattler that's going to be a guest we have here in a couple minutes coming on. He's a student at FAMU. He's a head drum major at FAM, assistant band director at FAM, head band director. I mean, he was a guy that throughout my professional career, anytime I went to him or had a suggestion, he got involved. I mean, we had the women's basketball conference, but nobody was supporting the women's team, but we were the only HBCU in the league that featured Central Florida, FIU, Georgia State, Georgia Southern, Mercer, all of them. We drilled them. And they put a rule in that the band couldn't play during the game. That was at his band. We were the only ones that had a doggone band. Ain't nobody else have a band. And they would play from the beginning to the doggone end. In one year homecoming, I was in student activity Friday night before homecoming. We had Joe Bullard and them on the middle of the set broadcasting live. Doc brought the band in the middle of the set the Friday before homecoming. You couldn't do nothing. We closed down the set. Dr. White had them out there performing. Just on an idea that I passed to him, he said, Mick, if that's what you want to do, we'll do it. We had it with the Boosters. We went out to Costco to support them with an event they had. Man, the band went out there and people out of the neighborhood got mad because they said, man, y'all playing too much music on Saturday morning. They had so many people out there at Costco, they didn't know what to do. They got so many black memberships from one that they didn't know what to do. Then we took them down to the mall. They're going to tell me, no, you can't have the mall. You can't have a function down here at the mall. I said, well, Florida State had a function last year. You let them come out there. So they backed up then and let us come. The businesses got mad because they said Governor Square Mall didn't tell them that the 100 was coming because they'd have put more orange and green in the windows.
That's right. That's right.
All those people. We closed the doggone mall down. Then we started something else. We used to do something called Friday Night Strikes, the Friday before the game. Dr. White would send his band over there, and he would send his freshmen. And he said, Nick, let me know who's good, because I want to know who my entertainers are. And this guy playing the tuba that was just a little bit on the chunky side. But oh my goodness, that guy was special. Everybody wanted to see him because he put on a show. These are just the things that Dr. White did for me in helping the school and the stuff we did. Then I tried to return the favor with my brother who was at Russell Athletics. We got sweatsuits for the band. Oh, did we create a problem? Oh, how the band get sweatsuits? How they get sweatsuits? How they able to get that? Who bought them? Who worked that out? How they were able to get one? The football team ain't get one, but the band. So that was my way, a small way of trying to say thank you to Dr. White. Because when they would go on the road, they would have a big old sign on the back of the bus about sponsored by Russell Athletics. So without further ado, see, I'm telling y'all stuff that most people don't know. See, all y'all know the obvious stuff, but there's a lot of stuff y'all don't know about Dr. White.
And on that 18th birthday, he found out it wasn't him.
Welcome to Insights, Dr. White, and I just tried to do just a small clip because it would take up the whole show just to show a lot of the things that the 100 did under your direction. Welcome.
Welcome,
Well,
Dr.
thank
White.
you so much, Mick and Rick. It's a pleasure for me to be here today with my good friend, Rick and Mickey Clayton. Now, let me tell you something else, too. See, Rick talks a lot. What he didn't say, though, I performed a lot. He took the band a lot of places, but I didn't always say yes. See, Rick and I were good friends, and we'd meet down at alumni place. He had all these fine pictures and things about the band. And so he really didn't ask me to do it. He said, Julian, you're going to do it. What can I do? He's a frat brother. He's my frat brother. And you know about the bond that the frat brothers have. So I could never say no to Mickey because he supported the band so much. And, it's a difficult job being band director, being head basketball coach, and great he was. We know that it takes a lot of work. So I was really honored. We had some great years at Florida A&M together with Coach Mickey Clayton. And so it's an honor for me to be here with you now and share some of my experiences.
Oh, boy. He's smooth, ain't he?
This is well. He is a Kappa man, so I expect that from Dr. White. But
and he's from Jacksonville, where my dad is from. See, all of them kind of grew up together over there.
Grew up together. That's right. Yep, sure did.
And see, what's so funny is the story goes when I was little, my mom and dad used to argue, and my dad, now he wanted me to be the star basketball player. That didn't happen, but my mom wanted me to be the head drum major.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I sure made sure I ain't say nothing about that because I ain't.
Okay.
But they had big arguments. She wanted me to be a head drum major when I went to FAM. My dad was like, my boy ain't gonna be no drum major in basketball.
Yeah.
But it was always, see, I tell Rick came along during that time, and we kind of had our wing spread out to capture him and encapsulate him and make sure he kind of stayed on the right path. But Doc, when we came along, it was just so many people that really helped you and nurtured you.
Absolutely.
You almost couldn't go wrong because they would come grab you before you even knew it. You didn't know who it was who grabbed you by the neck and straight.
Absolutely. And when you had the kind of coaches and band directors that we grew up from, here, Dr. Foster, Coach Gaither, and all of the guys who built the music department and the athletic department at Florida A&M. So that tradition, and you grew up with that condition with your father. I grew up with it with my brother, and so you had that Rattler spirit, and the Rattler spirit could carry you a long way. And I'll tell you something. I had the Rattler spirit embedded in me at a very early age. I must have been about 7 or 8 years old, and my brother, who played baseball at Florida A&M, and the Coach Moore, he played baseball, but he also played in the band. He was drum major. I happened to be a drum major too at one time, and my nephew also happened to be a drum major one time at FAMU. But I had the opportunity. He put me on the bus. I rode the bus to the Gator Bowl and I had a chance to sit on the bus with these guys, and I'm a little guy, and these are giants, and they had all these black and gold uniforms. I don't know why they had all black and gold. They should have had all crimson and cream, but we'll let them deal with that. But just to be on that bus and hear them sing a Florida song. I'm a young guy. I don't know anything that's going on, but I hear these guys singing a Florida song. And guys, MicknRick, that followed me throughout my high school career until the time that I came to Florida A&M. And, just to have that spirit as a part of being a Rattler. And so even in retirement, I still have that Rattler spirit. Around this time of year, we just finished the pre-drill and getting ready to go. Well, there's a kind of itch that comes over the Rattlers, and it's probably with you too, with the basketball team, that you get that little itch, it's time for basketball. It's time for football. It's time for the March 100 to get together. And, we practice hard. Some folks say we practice hard as football and basketball. I don't know, but we practice real hard. And so you had that kind of thing. And my philosophy was to entertain the crowd. The band members sometimes mock me and say, "But Doc," and I'll tell them, "Give the people a show." It's been raining, all these kind of different things. There was the eclipse that happened, and I told them that on Saturday, the Rattlers are not going to care about the eclipse. They're not going to care about rain or shine. They want to see a show. And so that kind of entertainment was the thing that really gave me that kind of drive to achieve. And then working around Rick, working around people like Rick, the guy was great. I mean, he is great. You'd have to come down in that alumni office, booster office, and just look around. Everything that he had, pictures from here, from there, to everywhere, and he always shared them with them. So to be on this program with my boy, and it's just an honor and a thrill to be here. And Rick, it's an honor to be here with you and share any kind of experience that you'd like, any questions you want me to answer. I'd be more than happy to do so. But it's an honor for me to be here with you.
Dr.
And
White,
I appreciate that, Doc. But I got a question right now.
Yes, sir.
You had band director right this minute. We're going into the SWAC, which is completely different. Or is it to the MEAC? What would you do to prepare the 100 for what you get ready to face from the SWAC?
Well, let me tell you what I would do. Nothing. Because we are often imitated and never duplicated. So I don't have to prepare for SWAC or ACC or Big 12 or Big 10 because we do it every day. Our biggest competitors, guys, are ourselves. We can't get the show right. You know, we go to the Miami class, we go to Honda Battle of Bands, we go to President Obama's parade, we go to Paris, France, and I can't get the show right because we strive for perfection. And so I feel that I may never get there, but just the effort to be perfect makes a good journey toward achieving a goal. But no, I think the one thing though, this is going to be a tremendous football year. And you see, guys, the thing of it is that every game is going to be a classic. Yes. Jackson State and FAMU, a classic. They would be probably at the Orange Bowl or in Atlanta or so, wherever. Every game is a classic, and so it's going to bring in a lot of revenue to each one of the schools. And I'll tell you what else too: the band entertainment is going to be something else. When you put Jackson State and FAMU, you got a camp classic. You put Southern with FAMU. You put Tennessee State with FAMU. But Rick, to answer your question, absolutely nothing. We do it every day. I have heard that when bands play Florida A&M, they practice morning, noon, and night to get ready for us. But we don't, because we have to compete with ourselves. And we have a standard that we have to keep. And so I hope I answered your question, but we believe in this. Always be prepared to give the people a show.
You dropped the mic on that one, Doc. One of your former colleagues with the Sonic Boom?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He said that they have had battles in the SWAC where they have actually had to turn on the music. I mean, turn on the water on the football field for them to go home. They played songs afterwards.
Well, you know, that might be true. I don't remember, but that might be true. But you see, we play, they call it the fifth quarter. And bands save everything until the fifth quarter. Well, we play 5 quarters. We play the first quarter, the second quarter. We give the halftime show that many people come to see the halftime show. And then we play the third. We don't take a break. Some bands take a break in the third quarter. We don't take a break. And then the fourth quarter. So the fifth quarter comes on and, everybody wants to hear what the bands are going to play. Well, we have a separate repertoire and it contains a variety of band compositions. We play John Philip Sousa. We play Johann Sebastian Bach. We play all of the classics from Bach to rock. And so the fifth quarter is good because it gives the people a chance, those that stay, of course, it gives the people a chance to play, to hear the band without all the other elements around it. And so we play in the fifth quarter. But you know what we'll do? And Mickey, you know that we'll play. We don't stop. We have so much music that we play the whole time until the policemen turn the lights off because we're playing so long. That doesn't stop us because all of our music is done by memory. And so it doesn't stop us. So yeah, the fifth quarter, and I would say always be ready. Because that thing that Dr. Humphreys got from President Gore that the Rattlers will strike and strike again, and I assure you, that fifth quarter, the Rattlers will definitely strike and strike again.
Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome.
Rick, you have something you want to ask, Doc?
Yes, indeed. A couple of things, Dr. White. First, let me thank you, because if it wasn't for the 100 and the band, then I wouldn't have met my wife, who was a member in the piccolo section, Leslie Woods Brown. So thank you, Dr. White. Thank you, Lord.
Well, I didn't know that. One of my great, very, very good piccolo player. And you tell her Doc said hello.
I will once she gets
in. You know firsthand how hard we work. And we get results. And I'll say this too, MicknRick, that it's an honor to be on this show. And I want to commend you for what you do. because you do spreading the word about HBCU bands is significant. HBCU athletic is significant because the things that we do in the MEAC and the SWAC and all the other conferences, we do a job of educating our audiences. And you will know, we did a halftime show at the University of Florida, and the people said, don't bring them back. Don't bring them back, because at the halftime, instead of the audience going to concession stands,
Right.
they stayed and watched the band, and they lost money.
They lost money.
And said, don't bring us back. But the thing with HBCU bands and football athletics, it's a different scenario than say the SCAC, MEAC, the SCAC, and other Big Ten schools and all. There's a big difference, because in our culture, the people come to see the complete show. First quarter, second quarter, halftime. Everybody, the lot. Every school has a lot, and they socialize. There are people on the inside, and then there's the people on the outside who just socialize. But when those bands come on the field, everybody comes on to see the show. And so to see this kind of thing being carried on and permeated, I think just helps the cause of letting folks know what HBCU athletics are about and music. In fact, it's no small wonder that most of the big schools, Ohio State that we played, and University of Miami, these schools, they put in the contract that we will play you, but you must bring the 100. You must bring the 100, or we don't. We don't have it. So I just applaud you all and congratulate, express appreciation to you for what you do for our HBCU athletics, academics, and music.
Thanks, Doc. Doc, tell me, you've been all over the world with the band, especially.
Yeah.
What stands out? Is there any moments that particularly just come to mind that you just laugh about, or that just stands out for a particular reason from your days?
Yes, Rick, there is. There are certain shows and certain activities that really stand out. And I would have to say the performance in Paris, France was truly, it was a rare occasion, because the show director, Jean-Paul Gould, came to one of the football games, and we were in the press box. Dr. Foster Prof. Bain, Dr. James, and Mr. Lindsay Sargent were in the press box, and this guy came up and said, we'd like to bring the band to Paris, France. So we said, okay, because somebody always wants to say they're going to bring the band somewhere. So he talked about what he wanted to do with the band, and we said, okay, because we knew that it was cost about $500,000. He consented. The $500,000 was no big deal. And so they took the band to Paris, France, and guys, to march and look at the Arc de Triomphe and to see that, and the people just mobbed us. So that was truly an outstanding experience for us. And then the performance with Prince in the Super Bowl. This thing was something. It rained the entire time, and one thing. It doesn't rain on 100. So, we went on the field in March, and the Purple Rain, all the flashlights, we played Purple Rain, and I'll tell you something, they had the band with some uniforms and lights on them, on the uniform. And so that was really great. And I enjoyed that. And there are a couple of others that really stand out. We did a show at the Florida Classic, and we featured an artist, Jalea Crawford, called A Star, All of My Steps. And I want to tell you something, that was the way she communicated with the audience, with the band. And that was truly, among any other performances, that particular one really stood out and still stands out in my mind. And as a part of that show, after she did such a good job of singing, then we had about 15 homing pigeons. And at the end of the show, of the song, we released the homing pigeons, white pigeons, and they circled the football field one time and then went back home. And if you can imagine, guys told me, said, Doc, you really brought tears to my eyes. And, those are the kind of things. So among many others, I think those would be the ones that stand out the most in my mind.
Wow. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Doc, for a high school student who's thinking about, should I try to play in the band in college?
Mhm.
And I want to go to a HBCU, and I
Sure.
think I can make the band. I think I'm good enough.
Mhm.
What can you say to give them encouragement? What can you say to um, should they do it? I mean, why
Yeah.
should they come to a HBCU and perform in the band?
Well, Rick, let me say this. There's a big difference. I have two daughters, and one of them attended FAMU, and the other one attended LSU. They received a great education, this kind of thing, and all. It was very good, but there was a certain level of home feeling with my daughter at FAMU. Even though my daughter at LSU did a great job in the band, she was clarinet section leader. She was just a high officer in the symphonic band. I was so proud of her. But there was just one little part that I think may have been missing, and that was the HBCU side. So she came back and worked at FAMU, and she just loved it. So I felt that she got a great education at LSU, and then it rounded out at FAMU. And then my oldest daughter, who did a good job. She attended FAMU as an English major, and now she's a successful attorney. So, those kind of things good. But then beyond that, my advice, first of all, academics. You've got to put the academics in front of everything else. You've got to get the ACT in place, SAT. You've got to get the grade point averages, because it's difficult getting in school now, HBCUs included. You've got to have the grade point averages, and you've got to have the test scores. Now, in addition to that, the musicality part of it. And our kids, our FAMU is just a drawing card, and everybody wants to come to FAMU. So, for example, the kids down in Miami, they grow up Jacksonville, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach. Those kids grow up wanting to be in the FAMU band. So they can march like us. They can play like us. They can march like us. They can play like us. And so they are ready to come. And when they come to FAMU, they put out so much because it's a dream come true. And so you can ask Leslie, she knows. It's a dream come true, and they work so hard. So I would say, if you have an inclination to come to FAMU or if an HBCU school, I just have strong feelings for that because of love and care and concern that they receive at HBCUs that they may not receive at non-HBCUs. So, but they have that desire. And if you have it at heart, and you guys know what I mean, you're athletes, before you can do anything and achieve, you got to have it in your heart. And if you can get that feeling in your heart, it's going to transfer to the head, it's going to transfer to the body, and it causes you to achieve. So we start to recruit early. We have a summer band camp, and kids come there in 8th grade. They come every year from 8th to 12th grade. By the time they get to the 100, they know everything we do. And so that dream is fulfilled. So getting back to your original question, I say, have a dream, have something that you want to do, and then work hard to achieve it. Because we all know that good things don't come easy. They're a result of extreme dedication and having a mind, a determined mind. The mind can cause the body to do some very difficult things. So that's, I think, just having a goal. And then lastly, I'll say, the folks who play in the March 100, they come out, they're successful. They do very well. The band staff, the current band staff at Florida A&M, Dr. Shipman, Dr. Linda Sargent, Robinson, all those guys, they graduated from Florida A&M. And then we have guys at LSU, Texas, all over the country. They get jobs there. They're doctors, they're lawyers, because they come back and tell us, Doc, if it hadn't been for the training that y'all gave us at Florida A&M, I don't think that I would be where I am now. So it's like a story, and you think you see all the excitement that comes behind it, that comes out front, but you don't see the kind of things that that builds the character, that builds the communication, those kind of things. So yes, indeed, I encourage, go to school, come to FAMU. If you don't, go to an HBCU. You will not be sorry.
Last one for me. I know you're still busy, Doc, but what do you miss? Do you miss it? Do you miss being out on the field? Do you miss all the times on the patch?
That's the
Getting
question.
them prepared?
That's the question, and I don't mind answering it. I taught 10 years in public school. I taught 40 years in college. And so a total of 50 years. And, I like football games, and I like the band. I still stay in the loop with Dr. Chipman and the band and all. But do I miss it? Well, there's something come across when football starts. We just finished, and I just finished with pre-drill in my mind. But to have the opportunity, the time to sit down and talk with you guys. I don't have to worry about going to a show for Saturday. I don't have to order the buses. I know Dr. Chipman's ordering the buses. You got to ride the bus 8 hours to Miami. And do I miss it? I will always love it. But I want to tell you something. I enjoy what I'm doing now. I'm just enjoying it so much. And folks say, well, don't retire, because when you retire, you're going to be this, you're going to be other. Come on out here. It's not so bad. And the other thing I say is that I have an 18-year-old son. He's a real good trumpet player.
How old?
He attends Leon. 17-year-old son. I'm not going to tell you how old I am.
Time has gone by. I remember when he was.
You remember him so small.
Yeah.
Well, I taught at Florida A&M maybe $300 or $400 students, but I'm teaching one now, and that's my son, Julian E. White II. And so I'm able to focus in on him just as I did with my students at FAMU. I have a grandson, John Julian White. I have a granddaughter, and I spend time with them. I spend time with my wife. I spend time with my daughters and all. And it's a good feeling to have had the accomplishments that I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to have, but now I have the time. It's kind of like I say this. Well, I've been to the mountaintop a few times, and I loved it up there, but I am also enjoying my life here, and I'm grateful to God for allowing me. And folks, I don't mind. I'm 80 years old now, and I still swim. I still ride the bicycle. I still exercise, and it's just a great feeling. So, yes, I think about it. Does it incapacitate me? No, because I'm too busy just enjoying life.
All right.
Oh,
Awesome.
Julian, I always appreciate being in your company, and every chance I get to be able to put you in a position where you could tell your story to people.
Mm-hmm.
I try to do that because it's a story that needs to be told, and we're very proud of you and your accomplishments and the fact that you continue on being Julian.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I just want to know how much you have meant to so many people and how much you have meant to Mickey Clayton.
Thank you, sir.
And at the end of the day, I didn't ever want that day to come without you ever knowing what you mean to me and how much I love you.
I know, Mickey. I know it. I know it. And you know, our feelings are the same. When I get that email from you telling what you're doing this week, I always hit you right back and say, I'll be there, Mick.
Yeah,
because I know what our feelings are, and they go beyond. And Rick, I've met you. You know, we just. I think we have goals. I think we believe in some things, and we work toward doing that. And I have to say too before I leave, this connecting all of this stuff here was real. I'm not a computer technician, so my wife had to come down and help me put these things in place. So I have to thank her because raising that 17-year-old boy is not an easy job. We love him, but I have to give her thanks too for the special thing that she does to keep us all together.
Oh yeah, we all had that special someone who helped us. We understand.
Absolutely, yes,
you saw how absent I was, and I was like panicking, like
yes.
But Rick, being the suave professional that he is,
yes,
never missed a beat. He said, "I'm glad he gone. I can ask my own questions now."
Guys, I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much, and thank you for the invitation.
And we appreciate you from Mick and Rick. You know, we look forward to having you back again at any time. If it's just to shoot the fat, then shoot the Kappa fat. Come join your frat brothers and hang out.
I'm going to take that up on you guys.
All right.
We appreciate you, Dr. White.
Thank you all again. I look forward to coming back sometime. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Honor to be here with you.
Thanks, Doc.
Thanks, Doc. Awesome. What an awesome dude. He's so awesome. He was I asked him about this just real quick. Just asked him about of all the places he's been, does any really stand out? I mean, that's one I'm gonna ask you during basketball season. Although I think there's a couple I think you may come up. But anyway, and the one thing I was thinking he would say he did Paris, when the band went to Paris, and the Super Bowl with Prince.
Yeah, I heard it. I could hear it.
Yeah, it's just awesome. Just the experiences. I mean, he could have, and he mentioned the White House with President Obama and all the other things, the commercials that 100 has done. Just some awesome man, an awesome program. Thank you, Doc. Thank you.
We appreciate you, Doc. I'm telling you, Doc has always been there in every facet that I have been in while I was at Florida A&M University. Doc always assisted, and whenever the band would show up, it'd make a bad event a great event, and they would just want to see the band. Now, next week we will do another weekly INSiiGHTS, but it's time, it's time for that NFL season to kick off. So we need to get our fan experience up and get our NFL people together. Oh, I almost forgot. Rick, the word was passed on to me to tell you, you ain't Rick. Your ass is Ricardo. You ain't Rick. You Ricardo. And from now on, that's all they're going to call you is Ricardo.
Ricardo? Man, there ain't no Ricardo and no daggone. You could have said a 1,000 different things, but Ricardo? No. Although, Ricardo Montalban was a smooth cat, but he ain't got none of this. If you want to call me anything, call me Casanova by my line name. Thank you very much.
Stay up to date with the latest podcast from INSiiGHTS. Visit our website at INSiiGHTS.com. 2 I's in the middle, INSiiGHTS.com.
INSiiGHTS is a copyright of Mac4 Enterprises, a Florida corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Mac4 Enterprises and is the intellectual property and trademark of Mac4 Enterprises. Comments of the host and other individual speakers on INSiiGHTS represent their independent thoughts and representation.
See you next week.
Hey, Kappa's ruled, didn't they?
Oh, yes.
And you had the main Kappa over there, Dr. White! Alpha Z original.
Mercy me.
Mercy